Hello and welcome to the Poe-Cast. I am Benjamin.
And today we are going to be randoming.
Who
We're
are
going to cover
you? Who are
a lot
you?
of subjects. I'm
Who are you?
Christopher.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you, Christopher.
Um, okay.
Well, come on. There'll be that one little listener Poe who will appear, and then they'll be like, "Who's the second guy talking?" I don't know what these first episodes were. Someone told me to listen to this.
I am Grumpy
He's grumpy. Christopher's grumpy, just like Sylvian.
and Grumpy Cat, who I live
Grand
next
Grumpy Cat. Okay, have you ever read the comic series Gamer Cat? I'm gonna put this on here right
to. Yes,
now.
I do believe I have.
Their latest comic series, their last couple comic series, they introduced. They of course they have the owner. He doesn't have a name. They have Gamer Cat, and then they have Little Glitch, the cute little kitten that
Yep,
Gamer Cat
I've read it.
found. And then they introduced a new character called Sweets, and he's this big bad orange cat who's all muscle and punch things. And then he comes and plays Mario, the new Mario game with him, and he plays this Princess Peach character, which is
I
in
am
Gamer Cat
fist palming.
whenever they play games, the comic changes and it shows the cats in the game dressed as the character they are playing. But
Right.
anyways, the last comic they had, Little Glitch was very sad, and he's sitting staring at three Wii controllers and the Wii U pad. And little gamer cat's like, "Hey, what's wrong, little buddy?" And Glitch is like, "Well, we have Sweets to come play with us, but we have four controllers and only three people to play, and our owner can't play with us because he'll freak out." And they're like, and then Gamer Cat's like, "Well, you know what? I'm gonna go on the Cats Only forum and put out an ad for a third player." And then Glitch is like, "You sure that's a good idea?" And Gamer Cat's like, "How bad can it be? You'll never meet that many weirdos." And then the last strip is
Oh
Gamer
no.
Cat holding a clipboard, scared, bleepless. Glitch is hiding behind Gamer Cat, and Grumpy Cat is just staring at them.
Oh no.
There's your Grumpy Cat for Gamer Cat. It was so cute. I love that comic series.
Oh my gosh.
Ah, but I figured we could talk about some games and stuff this time.
Okay.
Like I've been up to a lot of mischief on Space Engineers. I slightly
You've been
rage quitted
trying to
last
talk
night.
about space engineers for so long. It is time
Then
we
I sent
finally
you
do it.
pictures and you were like, maybe we should talk about this.
No. I've had it on the list to talk about for a long time.
Yeah.
I have had it on the list.
Okay. Well, Space Engineers is a very, very fun game. It's currently in the pre-alpha stage, but you can buy it for. I think now it's $20. I got it for $14 because I got it before all the new updates.
Okay.
And you essentially just get this game, and depending on when you get it, you can get it for relatively cheap, and all the updates will come for free. But it's pretty much like Minecraft. Okay, everyone loves Minecraft for the most part.
Not me, but that's besides.
Meets, well, yeah, anyone who likes to build stuff and be
I
like
like building stuff, but I like my stuff that I build to look cool.
I mean, you can make it look cool. You should see some of the stuff that people have done.
I've
But
seen
any
some of
rate,
it.
any rate, it's in space and there's new physics involved, which pretty much
Yay.
zero gravity. So if you
Thanks.
bump a block accidentally and you don't have the right stuff on it, it's gonna go floating away into the abyss. I actually I was flying my ship around that I made, my dream ship, still tweaking it. Somehow a
Ah.
glitch happened and my ramp snapped off and went spinning off into the abyss.
And you're like, no, come back.
I was very much like, no, come back. And then I went chasing after it, forgot to turn on the inertia dampeners, and
Oh no.
caught the ramp, turned around, and my ship is spiraling away far out of reach, too late to catch.
Uh, come back.
So I turned off the game and then restarted it, and then realized I hadn't saved when I had changed the ramp, so the ramp was back to the crappy way it was before, and then I rage quitted for, well, still today. I'm still a little butthurt to play it. But it's a fun game, other than being frustrating whenever you forget stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm building a ship right now. It's kind of based off of the YT-2000, one of my favorite ships, and it's also based off a little bit of Serenity Firefly class ship.
Hooray for the Firefly.
Hooray for the Firefly. Love the Firefly.
Yep.
You've started watching Firefly now, haven't you?
Yep.
Hey, did you finish it, or
Nope.
you need to finish it because it's
I
a
do.
good series.
I
You
know I
heard,
do.
didn't you?
Do better?
You heard why it got canceled, didn't you?
No.
It was okay. So the season only got 14 episodes,
Right.
and it got canceled because it was aired on like Tuesday or Thursday mornings,
Yes.
and they didn't present the episodes in sequential order.
What?
So they had like episode 1, episode 6, episode 3, episode
You're
8,
kidding.
episode 12, episode 2. Nope. And then everyone's
Oh,
like, "How could the show got canceled?" That's why, because someone at Fox wasn't doing their job right. Now,
that's
don't get me wrong,
just stupid.
I love Fox, but it was just like, why would you? Why Tuesday mornings is bad enough, but why would you? Yeah, no, 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 no,
You
no,
put
no.
on the news on Tuesday morning. You do not put a sci-fi show. No.
Nope,
No,
nope, nope,
no, no, no,
no, no,
no, no,
no,
no,
no, no,
no, no, no,
no.
no, 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 no.
Ooh, recently I went to the fantasy shop a
Ah,
couple days ago. Yeah, and guess what time it was? Okay,
party time.
it was. But I went there because it was 40K night, and
Yes.
there was no one there. There was a
Oh,
couple War Machine players.
boo.
So I sat in the corner with a couple of my friends, and we sat and talked, and I painted. And I have recently started wearing reading glasses while I paint because one of the times I was
Really?
painting, my eyes, because you hold those things so close to your face, and when I lowered it, my eyes actually got stuck crossed for about 2 minutes. At which point, I had some reading glasses for a character I played, and they were actual reading glasses. So I was like, I'm going to start wearing these when I paint so my eyes don't get stuck. And it's been helpful.
Okay.
So Benjamin now wears glasses when he paints and looks like an old man. But I was sitting there painting, and I had all my orcs out because I was hoping to play or at least get someone to skirmish with me. And the orc player who helps run the shop walked in. I didn't realize he was going to be there, and he just sits down at the table. He's like, "Can I look at these?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And he starts picking up my killer cans and whistling and gushing over them, and it just kind of made my day. I was like, "Yay! My first scratch builds. Professional player actually likes them."
Yay.
Right?
Yay.
Yeah. But in reality, I still haven't done much with my orcs. I need to. I need to. I need to. I need to. I need to finish painting them. I need money so that I can. Well, I have money. I have money because I told Christopher this. I got contacted by this blah 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 this event company called Contemporary Productions. I worked with them earlier this semester for a Mardi Gras event. I dressed up as the White Rabbit with a friend of mine, Mallory, and she dressed up as Alice, and we started off the show with a little skit that they wrote for us.
Okay.
But they ended up contacting my teacher, and she put them in contact with me. And they were doing an event for a children's fundraiser thing. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. So if anyone who happens to know this and hear from it, I'm sorry, I don't remember what it was called. But it's for children with special needs, usually Down syndrome or something of the like, learning disabilities. And last year they started a kind of program which introduced four characters, superhero characters known as read, write, talk, and walk. And they're each inspirational to help
Right.
the children do their thing.
Good.
And apparently, after they actually contacted an actual comic book company to draw these characters, and the characters look amazing. I mean, Talk is kind of one of my favorites, but I also like Reading. She's pretty cool. Her costume and her reading glasses with the holographic projectors is awesome.
Sweet.
And you would like Writing because he's like this samurai with a giant pencil. It's really cool. And Walk's cool too. He's like in a t-shirt and jeans, but he has these cool iron legs, which he uses to teach kids to walk and to fight crime with. But
Okay.
they contacted me because apparently now every year they are going to release one of the characters personified. So I had the honor of being the doing the world premiere, quote unquote. I declare it world premiere presentation of the superhero Talk personified in person.
Cool.
And they put I'm in there and I'm putting on I'm getting ready to get in this costume, and I've got my dressers with me and the lady who's contacting me telling me what I'm going to be doing. And then, I'm looking at the costume. The costume was awesome. I sent Christopher a picture of it. We'll probably post it on this video. But
Yes.
I'm putting it on, and she's like, oh, you guys wouldn't believe how much this costs. I was like, oh, well, how much did it cost? She goes, I really don't want to talk about it. I was like, oh, well, okay. And then the dresser's like, well, why? She's like, I don't know what it costs, so why don't you tell me? She's like, it's real. She's like, I just don't really think. And I was like, oh, how bad could it be? And she goes, well, it was $bucks.
What?
Yeah, and I'm halfway through sliding these giant muscle pads up my leg on this costume, spandex costume. I'm just like, I don't want this to rip. The costume looked awesome, but as I expected the costume as the night went on, they're putting me into this costume, and it's falling. Parts of it are falling apart while they're putting me into it. Like the leotard thing, there had snap buttons on the bottom, and by the time I got done, the threads had popped off half of the buttons, and the gloves were normal jersey gloves bought from a store and painted blue with Velcro on the back. And as I'm putting the glove on, they're helping me put the gauntlet over the glove, and the Velcro starts peeling off of the glove. And I just look. She looked at it. She was putting the glove on. The woman who told me $bucks, and she goes, wow. I said, this cost you $bucks? And she goes, yeah. And I'm feeling the muscles. This sounds really wrong. I was feeling the muscles, and I could feel the hot glue where the things had been glued together. They weren't sewn. They were hot glued. The muscles were hot glued together in their mesh foam form. But other than the technical difficulties, the costume looked awesome. The presentation of the hero went really, really well. I ran on stage, did a bunch of talk poses. I was thinking, oh, they wrote comics. I can read and figure out his stuff like this. And they're like, oh, actually, they haven't actually made a comic. They just drew the character.
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay. And I also got to meet the guy who drew me. I was posing for pictures, and this guy comes up and shakes my hand. He's like, oh, I'm so-and-so. I'm not going to say his name just because. And he's like, I drew you. I was like, wow, that's a really cool way to introduce yourself. And of course, the funny thing about talk was I couldn't talk. So I could only gesture and pantomime to communicate and give him big thumbs up and excited waving at the hands. But it was really cool. It was a really fun event. And I got to meet this little boy called Christian, who apparently he was one of the first people they introduced talk to, and it led him to start communicating with a lot of sign language, and he's up to 3-word phrases now.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, it was really cool to see him, and it was fun because we're on stage, and they actually introduced me to him before the show because they were worried about him maybe freaking out, and he got really excited. They came up to me later. They're like, he really, really liked superhero talk, and then it came time for him to come on stage with me, and he was like, yeah, and he raised out his hand. He's like, high five.
Awesome.
It was really, really cool.
That's fantastic.
Very fun experience. I would love to do it again.
That is awesome.
But I also came across a very, very funny YouTube series. I was YouTubing.
You told me about
Yeah.
this.
Oh my gosh. It's okay. This is the thing I was going to tell you about. One of our Let's Plays, Christopher, I'm going to buy this video game. It's called Octodad. And it has a co-op mode. And you and I are going to play this game. And experience the same rage that YouTube guy Mark Kiplier was experiencing. Now, the game was already complicated enough because, Octodad is an interesting, humorous game. It was originally made as, just kind of one of those low-budget, fun games like Goat Simulator. But people ended up liking it, and they got a big enough budget to make an actual storyline and game out of it. And it's pretty much a sandbox game, except they have objectives. And you are a boneless octopus dressed in a three-piece suit, charading as a human. Of course, you don't look anything remotely human. And one of the things about the game is, the groom's going to be late to the wedding, and the best man runs in, opens the door, and you see this octopus putting a tie on, and the guy's like, and you're like, oh gosh, he figured out he was an octopus. The first thing you have to do is run and hide, and then he's like, I can't believe you're not dressed yet. And then you kind of laugh inwardly at the fact that this is clearly an octopus and they don't see it. But the game, there's like one control you have to use for the legs. You have to pick up your legs and use them to walk. And of course you're boneless, so you just kind of flop around. And you have to switch back and forth between your arms, like alternating your legs and alternating your arms to pick things up and open doors. It's ridiculous. boneless. Very fun, like everything in the game is destructible, which is bad because you're boneless. You can't really control what you're doing, and the more stuff you destroy, the more people see you and realize you're a squid or octopus, and then you have to start all over.
Yeah.
But Markiplier, I watched some of his videos. He's really cool. He announces with a radio voice. It's really cool.
Right.
And he did Octodad, a Let's Play, in 5 episodes. And by the 3rd episode, he started getting hoarse. He disregarded his radio voice and was just screaming at the game. Now, he's a pretty clean-mouthed guy. About episode I'll say 2.5, halfway between 2 and 3, he started dropping some very mild language. Which, I mean, I can understand, it was a very frustrating game, and he had this little funny bit where whenever he started yelling, he would cut to a little video clip of a bunch of kittens, and it would say de-stressing. And play music, and of course it cut back to him like, la, 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 bleep, bleep, son of a monkey biscuit. And then, as it went on, like episode 4, he wasn't saying monkey biscuit anymore, he was saying the other stuff. And by episode 4, he was using full-on expletives. I learned some new words. And there was literally one moment in episode 5 where he had 6 or 8 de-stressing moments. Actually, I'm sorry. He had 4 de-stressing moments and 2 full-on expletive cuts, which I shouldn't have laughed at, but I really laughed at because he simulated fire exploding behind him. Because it is he did one of those Let's Plays where you can see what he's playing, and there's a little screen in the corner where you can see his face. And he simulated fire rising up behind him and mushroom clouds. It was so funny. But then by the end of the series, like at the end of every episode where he started going really foul language, he had these little things. I'm so sorry about that, but I'm losing my voice right now. I think he ended up tearing a vocal cord or something because he didn't post any videos for about 2 weeks after Octodad.
Oh my goodness.
So with all of that known, Christopher, you and I are going to do the co-op playing of Octodad for one of our Let's Plays whenever we get that done. And we should find a way to rig it up so you can see our faces. And here's the fun thing about co-op mode. One person controls the arms, the other person controls the leg, and every time you complete an objective, it switches, and sometimes you're controlling one arm, like your left arm and your right leg. Or the whole left side of the body. Or pick up the coffee, make some coffee. You're like, okay, so you pick up the coffee pot, then it switches, and I have the arm, and you're like, okay, and I put the coffee in the coffee maker, and I do that, and then it switches, and then you have the legs, and it's like, walk over to this part of the fridge, and no!
I am pulling my hair out.
Come on, we should do this. It'll be fun.
It would be better if we were actually in the same room together.
Well, we will be. We will be. This will be over the summer.
Okay.
I should have gotten it yesterday when it was on sale, but now I'm going to have to wait till I have $4 extra in my account, and then I will.
because if we actually tried to do this online.
Oh, no, that would not work.
One of us will kill the other. Like, virtually, actually, physically kill the other. Anyway. So,
I think we'll kill each other because there was literally a moment when I was watching a guy do a co-op play with his buddy, and he literally had wrapped his arm around his head like 3 times trying to reach something.
Oh.
And then there was a glitch which made his arm extend even more, and the other guy tried to walk away, and at the time he tried to walk away, they completed an objective. So the other guy who was moving the arm got control of the leg and then wrapped around the other leg, and Octodad tripped and knocked something over. It was hilarious.
Oh. So...
Because they worked so hard to get him standing upright, and then he's just like...
We will have to at least try this sometime. So, okay, you've got one more thing on your... list, and then I'm going to start talking.
I do?
Yeah, you said something about the dadliest catch.
Yeah, that's what the game is. Octodad, the deadliest catch.
Oh,
the original
okay.
Dad, and
Gotcha.
The full-on storyline mode is Octodad, deadliest catch.
Okay. So,
Sushi's in the game, by the way.
do what?
So we should play it. Lots of sushi.
Yay! Okay, so we can actually have Sushi Cast.
We can actually have sushi in Octodad.
Yay! Okay, well, we're gonna have real sushi. That's how we're not gonna kill each other.
We'll have sushi sitting by there, and every time we get angry, we'll just take a sushi.
Oh.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Games Workshop for a little bit.
Yeah, one of our favorite subjects.
Yes.
Actually,
Basically, it's the
everything is
reason
favorite.
we started this whole Poe-Cast, really.
Yeah, it's kind of what finally got us on the
Got us
roll.
started, yeah. We have been really excited about a lot of their releases over the past 4-ish months, 5 months. Starting in January with the dwarfs. I personally think some of those models look really cool. Especially their shields, which have like the huge Celtic knots on them. I just want those shields.
Did I tell you my secret confession that, well, okay, of course I'm going to make an orc fantasy army at some point, but I kind of want to make a dark elf corsair warband.
Oh, you're going to make that Dark Elf Corsair warband. I mean, there's...
It's because I like the guy with the Kraken helmet, and I love the coral style of the dark elf corsair. So pretty much I'm just going to have a group of pirates, dark elves, and I'll make a boat, and anytime someone plays on a map with water, I'm going to put my boat on there and be like, ha! I have this.
Yes. Well, did I talk about how excited I was that some of the old Bretonnian plastic kits have come back?
Yes, you did.
Have we talked about how much I personally like the new Games Workshop website?
Yes, no, we didn't. We talked about this, yes, but here I don't think we did.
Yeah,
so now that I have a smartphone, I love how I can view it on my phone.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
It's literally, okay, it's good on the computer, but really designed for smartphone users now.
Really?
Because let's face it, most of us are always on our phones anymore.
Yep. So, I'm really happy that Funcast, whatever it is, has slightly gone away. They've improved their resin. They're doing lots more plastic kits now, and the quality of their plastic kits has extremely improved. And so with Warhammer Fantasy, the last 3 books, last 3 armies, which have not been updated since like 6th edition, were dwarfs, wood elves, and the Bretonnians. So, in January, the dwarfs got an update. New army book, new figures, really great. In February and March, we got some fun things like the Astra Militarium, the Imperial Knights, the Militarium Tempestus, lots of Imperial Guard stuff.
So that's how you say it, Tempestus. Okay. Tempestus. I've always had trouble with that, with the Latin. I just been like,
blah blah blah. Yeah, exactly. Yes, that is what we're saying. So, announced just yesterday was the new Wood Elves for Warhammer Fantasy. And
hey, Philip,
that is a beautiful hawk on that Wood Elf model.
Okay, now you got me curious. I'm going to go look. Hey, there it is. Ooh, the wood dryad thingy looks awesome.
The big, huge tree man.
Who looks like he's going to cause some serious damage.
Like, these tree men are so much scarier than the old.
Look at the treatment ancient with the owl on the shoulder.
He's got an owl.
I want the owl. I'm going to get a treatment ancient just to cut the owl off.
That is awesome. That is awesome. That is really awesome.
It has an owl.
And also, just look at them. Aren't they so much more like ethereal and wood elfish and just dangerous looking, as opposed to the kind of clunky bark strapped together old tree man?
What happened to the ancient with the sword that was on the thing? Where's that guy? There was the one on the main page has a sword.
Dwarfu?
So... What?
Dwarfu.
Oh, is he a hero?
Yeah, he's like a hero tree man.
Okay.
Who looks, the way they've painted him, he's like, it looks like he's got like a skull for a face and flames inside his skull. It's just his head's broke. Oh, okay. It still looks really cool.
His head's broke, that's all.
But
Games Workshop does like their skulls. They do love their
they do love
skulls.
their skulls.
Did I tell you what I've been thinking about doing with my skull mug?
Skull mug? What skull mug?
Yeah, the Bowers gave me a skull mug as a belated birthday
Oh,
present.
really? Okay.
Last year, and I think I'm gonna get some. I don't know. Maybe I'll get some green stuff at some point and turn it into a servo skull mug.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, because I mean, I love, I like, I was like, what am I gonna do with a skull mug? It's kind of Warhammery. That's kind of cool, but
Yeah.
I don't really want to be drinking out of a skull. And then I was like, ooh, what if I turned it into a servo skull? Yeah, I'd drink coffee out of that.
Yeah. So what are the new Hobbit miniatures that have been released? They've got lots of
Oh, do they have new stuff?
yeah, there are the elves of Mirkwood. They have the Palace Guards and the Rangers. I think they've released a new Beorn model as a bear. They've got Lake Town.
I think he sold the human form, isn't he?
Yeah, they had the human form, but now they've released him in bear form as well.
Okay.
There's a new Thranduil model. They've got the Lake Town warriors. Yeah, I'm actually not seeing that bear. That is odd.
Fiefdoms. What is a fief? What is the fiefdom? What is that?
The fiefdoms
Oh, okay. I see what it is now.
Yes, the
Just change the name of. Okay, got it.
the fiefdoms were basically the lands which Gondor holds.
Mm-hmm. I'll take some dead army members.
Okay, so
Actually, who am I kidding? I mean, I'll take Durin's folk and Rohan.
where's it gone? Where's the bear? I know the bear existed.
Here's a bear. We got Erkenbrand.
I know you've got Erkenbrand. Erkenbrand still exists.
And Dane and Balin.
Dayan!
Dayan and Balin.
Dayan. I like Dayan.
Okay, the Dwarven Iron Guard looks kind of like Dwarf Rohirrim members. Dwarvish Rohirrim.
Who does?
The Iron Guard.
That would be under Free Peoples, yes? So the Iron Guard. I need to look at these Iron Guards. We'll talk about
No, they're under Durin folk. Durin folk. They're under Durin folk.
Oh, there we go. Durin's folk.
Mm-hmm. The Khazad Guard looks cool too.
Khazad. Oh, the Iron Guards. Yeah. Yeah.
They look like Rohirrim.
Yeah, kind of. But then again, you would only have so much variation in terms of color schemes and armor. Eventually, everything
Yeah,
looks the
you
same.
really do.
So again, on this episode, we lost just a little bit of the recording. There's only one more thing that we are going to talk about, and fortunately, it's outdated now, so I can talk about the much more recent rumors for the Games Workshop release schedule. So Warhammer 40k got its 7th edition rulebook, and Benjamin and I are right now starting to try to learn that. Nice jumping in point now that everybody kind of is learning the new rule set all at the same time. In June, the orcs, the new 40k orcs are being released right now, and they should be getting a new Codex Army book on June 28th. Benjamin is very excited about that, and I am extremely excited that Bretonnians should be the next release, coming in July. To wrap up the rumors, 40k should get their new starter set sometime in early August, and in September, Warhammer Fantasy should be getting their 9th edition rulebook. So that's all for today. For Benjamin, I'm Christopher, and this is a Poe-Cast. Thank you for listening.